Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, CAC in the Spotlight. Okay, and I'm gonna let y'all know that this right here, this is the first episode of the marathon of the Deadbeat Moms. And in this YouTube video, I'm going to be talking about my mother. Okay, a little bit of background knowledge. My mom was a very beautiful and intelligent woman, okay? She reminds me of Mariah Carey because her voice was so heavenly pleasant, and she always won awards and recognition for being a great singer, okay? And she had aspirations of becoming a successful lawyer one day, but she never reached them dreams, okay? Also, my mother, she had 5 children by 3 different men, and she was never married. My mother was a single baby mama who took advantage of the welfare system. And I want to tell you a story about how my mom completely dropped the ball when it comes to me as being her son, okay? And I'm about to get deep and personal in this one, and I'm going to be sharing some very personal and sensitive information. And my sincerest desire is that you all hear my story and you can share it with someone else so that they can learn or they can aspire someone to do better with their children. Let me give you the timeline and the context. In September of 1996, I was a freshman in junior high school. Also during this time, this is when Tupac Shakur was popping. Okay, everybody was listening to Tupac Shakur because he was gaining a lot of public attention because he was caught up in all his court allegations, right? And he had recently signed with Death Row, etc., etc., etc. Also, during this time, I had recently quit playing football for the JV boys football squad, right? Okay, and one of the last conversations I've ever had with my mom that I can recall is her telling me that Tupac Shakur was shot again and was hospitalized. Okay, one Thursday evening, after I had returned from school, I was extremely exhausted because that morning prior to me returning home, me and my freshman science class, we went on a field trip to like this nature park, this botanical garden, okay? And we walked through this garden like all damn day, and it was exhausting. So when I got home, I just immediately took me a nap on the couch for like about 2 or 3 hours, and then I would be awakened by my neighbor knocking on the door, invited me to join him outside to play curb. If you from the hood, y'all know we get bored, so what do? We find ways to entertain ourselves. So one popular game that we played in our hood, Flint, Michigan, is curb. Okay, so listen, I'm gonna tell you what it is real quick, and y'all run with it. So imagine you got a street, right? You got this curb here, this curb here. So what you have is 2 people standing on opposing sides of the street, throwing a basketball at each curb to get that ball to bounce back. Okay, and if you're from the hood, you know what this is. So we played this game, and we would begin playing this game probably around 5:30 or 6 o'clock, right? So while you're playing this game, late one evening, a motorcycle will come flying down the street in excess speeds of 90 miles per hour. And this motorcycle would hit me on my left side and destroy everything. Okay, destroy everything. And I would wake up in the hospital, and I would come to, and the first person that I would call out to would be my grandmother. And when my grandmother was there, she notified the doctors that I was conscious and I was awake, and the doctors began telling me of what had happened, and my grandmother as well. They told me that I was impacted by a motorcycle flying down the road that was being operated by a man who was under the influence of alcohol. So in essence, y'all, I was hit by a drunk driver riding a motorcycle who came flying down the road in excess speeds 90 miles per hour. And this motorcycle would collide with my whole left side and destroy everything. The doctors told me the injuries, and my grandmother, okay, as well. And they would say that I had a dislocated shoulder, I had a fractured humerus, I had a fractured ulna, okay, dislocated left femur, and I had suffered severe eye trauma. My eye was swollen shut. It came out like this, y'all. I couldn't see shit, okay? So the doctors had told me that I almost died. In order to save my life, they had to rush me into emergency surgery, and they gave me 2 blood transfusions because I had lost so much blood because my injuries were so severe. While in the hospital and my condition started to improve slightly, I noticed that my eye that was impacted by the motorcycle collision, I couldn't see out of it. It was like I had like these gray spots in front of my vision, and I didn't know why. And initially, the doctors believed that I had blood in my eyes, okay? So they told me, don't worry about it, just wait and see what happens, okay? So after about 2 weeks of having like these spots in my vision, some spots were disappearing. However, there was one spot right in the middle of my vision that never went away. So the doctors in the trauma center, they phoned the eye specialist, and she came and she did an eye examination, and she found out that I had a hole in my retina, and this hole is known as trauma-induced macular hole degeneration, okay? So yeah, because the motorcycle hit me in the left eye, there's a hole in my eye, okay? I have a hole in the retina. There was a tear in the retina, okay? And they would send me to an eye specialist who knows how to perform eye surgeries to repair this specific injury, okay? And the eye specialist would tell me that I had only a 4 to 6 month period of being able to fully recover my eyesight from this injury, okay? And because I was so mangled up with all these injuries, broken bones, dislocated shoulders, whatnot, I couldn't walk, I couldn't do anything, you know, and I had like all these surgeries to undergo, we did not choose to have the surgery right then and there on the spot, because I would not be able to endure, you know, more trauma, given that my body was in such a compromised position already, given that I had a fractured ulna, dislocated shoulder, okay, fractured femur, you know what I'm saying? So we waited to pause on this surgery, and we said we would do it later at a different time, you know, after I would go through rehabilitation and I would gain, you know, some mobility in my extremities, okay? So fast forward a little bit. I was in the hospital from September until October, okay? So I was discharged in October. In October, I immediately went into physical therapy so I could regain the ability and the functionality in my left arm and my left leg, okay? So sometime in January, we spoke again to the eye specialist, and we arranged an appointment for us to go into the hospital and have the surgery. The surgery that he talked about that would restore my vision to like 99%, you know, accuracy, okay? And so my grandmother, she and I went there together to this hospital, and we went in front of the surgeons and everything, and they had me dressed down, take all my clothing off, put me into the hospital, surgical gowns and everything, and they were ready to go and have this surgery. All right, so we in the surgery ward just waiting to have the surgery, but there's one person that we were missing, and guess who that one person is, y'all? My mother. My mother never showed up at the hospital and gave them permission to perform the surgery on my left eye. And why not? Here's the question, get this. Why not? My mother was in her home with her lesbian lover smoking crack. Yeah. And because my mother did not show up for that very important surgery, today I still live with that black spot that was caused by that impact with the motorcycle. I am partially blind in my left eye, y'all. Okay, partially blind. And had my mother shown up so that I can have that surgery, my vision would be damn near 100% in this eye, y'all. But because she never showed up, I never had the surgery, so it is what it is, okay? Yeah. So why am I sharing this story? I'm sharing this story because it's too often that we hear about deadbeat fathers and how deadbeat fathers turn their backs on their children, and they don't want to be responsible for the children that they birthed into this world or help bring into this world. But nobody talks about these deadbeat mamas. My mother is a deadbeat mother, y'all. Deadbeat mother. And on this YouTube platform, I'm calling this shit out. Because my mom, she sold the whole family out. And because she couldn't do that one responsible act of showing up at a hospital to give them permission to do surgery on my eye, I live with the injury for the rest of my life. It cannot be repaired, cannot be corrected. It is what it is. But me, and my life, and my scars, and the things I have to live through because my deadbeat mama failed me, I gotta tell y'all. And I'm hoping that one of y'all will take my video and share it with someone else, because these deadbeat moms gotta be called out, y'all. These deadbeat moms gotta be called out. They don't get no fucking passes on this page. So listen, I could keep talking more and more and more about how my mom sold everybody out, but we ain't gonna do that. We're gonna end it right here, okay? So this has been the first episode of the marathon of the deadbeat moms. I'll be back tomorrow talking more about my mom and how she sold out my older brother. This be your boy, see in the spotlight. I'm out. Deuces.